The main aim of this meeting is to give a detailed reports on recent excavation results and to exchange point of views between team members, but also to all other researchers interested in the research on the population of Eastern Desert. Let's start with a very brief introduction. So, Berenike site is located in the south eastern part of modern Egypt, close to the Sudanese border. The town was founded in the early 3rd century BC, and occupation over there continued until the early 6th century. For the first 600 years, the site was managed by the first of all by Ptolemies and later on by Romans, and they used Berenike as a major port, allowing exchange of different kind of goods between Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean basin. Um, Situation has changed in the 4th century AD. We are linked with a hiatus, especially with in the first part of the 4th century AD. And later on, during this century, a major change appeared. Uh, this site was taken over by the indigenous population of the Eastern Desert. For the first time, local population was the host of the place. It didn't change the function of the site. It still was an important port allowing exchange of goods, but for the first time, the local population was getting rich thanks to this mediation in the trade network. So over here you have the map of the site with the town in the north eastern part, and a vast necropolis stretching on the western side of it. We can divide this vast necropolis in two parts. The one which is closer to the town, marked with the N1 and N2 marks, and it's associated with the chamber tombs, all of them dated to the late 4th and 5th century, and another one, much more bigger, consisting of almost 900 tumuli, built on top of a natural mounds, which you can see over here. This is how those tumuli look like. They're uh, something around 3 meters in diameter. Also, they are dated to the late 4th, 5th century, like in case of the chamber tomb necropolis. We managed to, with the help of machine learning, to discover the complete set of those burials stretching for more than 4 kilometers from south to north, and uh, uh, and sorry for introduction. And Okay, that's it. Let's move on. Uh, but today we'll concentrate mostly on the chamber tomb necropolis. Only Anya and Oscar will give us some informations about spatial relation between the tumuli and the town of Berenike. Over here you see the magnetic map, which was almost finished during February 2023 by Tomasz Herbich team. He managed to cover the northern part of the northwestern necropolis. Um, On the right side, you see the history of excavations in the northwestern necropolis. Our project started to work over here in 2021, uncovering three structures. Uh, mm, Two of them were clearly tombs, but they are not the major. Mm, they're not so important for us today. We'll concentrate on those structures which were excavated in 2023 and 2024. Just a brief explanation on what's going on in the southern part of this necropolis, in the place marked with this orange circle. Over here, we encountered a completely different situation um, with different tombs. These are pit graves, some of them like 1 meter and 40 centimeter deep, and it's reasonable to associate with the uh, older phase of the Berenike, the Roman one, first, third century. Already in the past, in the other parts of Berenike, such pit graves were found, including the area of Hellenistic fort, which you can see on the picture on the right. Also in 2021, some of those pit graves were found just right next to the later Blemmyan burial structure. So those tombs include wooden coffins inside of which some remains of skeletons were found. What is important, those skeletons were in extended position. It's quite important, taking consideration the fact that almost all burials associated with the Blemmyan late 4th, 5th century necropolis uh, mm, uh, 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 have different kind of burials. The bodies are in a contracted position. According to the well-known description of the habits of the residents of Egyptian Eastern Desert, recorded already in Hellenistic times. Another difference between the Blemmyan and previous Roman burial is the specific set of burial gifts and elements which were used inside of the graves. This includes quite limited set of vessels, and this will be discussed by Alexandra Constantinidou in her paper, but also other objects like incense burners and jewelry. And this will be presented by Ivona Zych. So uh, the importance of our research is first of all because of it's the first systematic research on the Blemmyan burials in the heartland of this community in the Eastern Desert. Uh, Obviously, there were previous excavations of burials associated with the indigenous population, but our project is concentrating only on this not well studied aspect of history of this society. So our observations should apply to this community, which was occupying not only the Egyptian Eastern Desert, but also its Sudanese part and sites associated with Blemmyans, also in the Nile Valley, especially in the upper Egypt. So it's also important that to stress that we are researching one of most pronounced element of culture, material culture of this society in a formative period at the time when Blemmyans decided to become a more sedentary society, comparing to what we know about them from the previous centuries. So also it's good to put it in the wider context. The excavation of the Berenike necropolis is also important from supraregional comparisons. Uh, our results can be used for interesting comparisons with other emerging societies in a similar historical and geopolitical context. Like, for example, in case of Palmyrenians or Nabateans in Petra, or those who were living in Sogdiana, and also all of them were associated with lucrative exchange of goods. So there is one more remark. Today, a meeting will be divided into three sessions. After each of them, there will be time for questions and answers. So you can post your questions on the chat or simply raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Um, all the presentation will be recorded, so keep it in mind, and then made available on YouTube. Also, I would like to thank Agnieszka Szymczak, Marta Momot, and Barbara Szymańska for helping us with preparation of this meeting, and obviously the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, and especially Supreme Council of Antiquities for allowing us to conduct our research in Berenike.